There was a time when Boeing was a symbol of safety and innovation. A famous saying echoed in the aviation industry: "If it's not Boeing, I'm not going." But today, that phrase is being flipped on its head. If it's Boeing, I'm not going. So, how did one of the most respected aircraft manufacturers in the world lose public trust? And what went wrong? Let's take a deep dive into the rise, the fall, and the controversies surrounding Boeing. Boeing's journey began in the early 1900s. In 1916, William E. Boeing, a Yale-educated entrepreneur fascinated by aviation, founded the Pacific Aero Products Company, which was later renamed Boeing Airplane Company in 1917. Its first aircraft, the B&W seaplane, took to the skies on June 15, 1916. That same year, Boeing hired MIT graduate Wong Soo as its first engineer. Soo designed the Boeing Model 2, which became the company's first major financial success. During World War I, the U.S. Navy ordered 50 of these seaplanes, a deal that kept Boeing afloat in its early years. Through the decades, Boeing led advancements in aviation, from pioneering all-metal aircraft construction in the 1930s to launching iconic passenger jets like the 707, 767, 777, and the fuel-efficient 787 Dreamliner. Millions of passengers traveled safely on Boeing aircraft. For years, the brand was synonymous with safety and engineering excellence. But something changed. The trouble began with a new generation of aircraft, the Boeing 737 MAX. Developed in response to Airbus's A320neo, Boeing launched the 737 MAX program in 2014. The first commercial flight took off on May 22, 2017, with Malindo Air. Initially, everything seemed fine. Airlines around the world started placing orders, but on October 29, 2018, tragedy struck. Lion Air Flight 610 crashed into the Java Sea just 13 minutes after takeoff from Jakarta, Indonesia. All 189 people on board died.
The brand new Boeing 737 MAX plummeted into the sea just 13 minutes after takeoff. It was only 2 months old.
Just 5 months later, on March 10, 2019, Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 crashed 6 minutes after takeoff from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, killing all 157 passengers and crew. Both crashes involved the Boeing 737 MAX 8, and both were linked to a critical system failure. Investigations revealed that Boeing had quietly installed a software system called MCAS, Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System, designed to automatically push the plane's nose down under certain conditions. But here's the catch. Many pilots weren't even aware it existed. Boeing didn't include MCAS in the initial pilot training materials to save time and reduce costs. Worse, the system relied on a single angle of attack sensor, making it vulnerable to false readings. In both crashes, the MCAS activated incorrectly, sending the nose of the plane down despite the pilot's efforts to regain control. Instead of immediately grounding the fleet, Boeing and the FAA allowed the MAX to continue flying until public pressure and mounting evidence forced them to act. Eventually, the entire 737 MAX fleet was grounded worldwide for 20 months. But the fallout wasn't just about the crashes, it was about the cover-up. In 2021, Boeing agreed to pay over $2.5 billion in fines and compensation. The Department of Justice revealed that Boeing had conspired to defraud regulators at the FAA, hiding critical information about the MCAS system. This included a $243 million criminal penalty, $500 million compensation fund for victim families, $1.1 billion in payments to airline customers. The company also admitted to deceiving the FAA's Aircraft Evaluation Group, which oversees aircraft safety certifications. Many critics, including U.S. Senator Josh Hawley, have accused Boeing of prioritizing profits and stock performance over passenger safety. Boeing's rush to compete with Airbus led to aggressive cost-cutting, minimal pilot training, and overlooked safety protocols. The 737 MAX was marketed as just a slight upgrade to previous models, allowing airlines to skip expensive simulator training. But it wasn't a minor upgrade. It was a fundamentally different aircraft with major new systems like MCAS. This decision, aimed at saving money, cost hundreds of lives. Fast forward to January 5, 2024, Alaska Airlines Flight 1282, A Boeing 737 MAX 9 suffered a terrifying mid-air incident. A panel known as the door plug blew out shortly after takeoff, causing a sudden cabin decompression. Miraculously, all 177 people survived, but the message was clear. Boeing still had major quality control issues, even years after the MAX grounding. Former Boeing employee John Barnett, who worked at the company for over 30 years, became a whistleblower in 2019. He exposed safety lapses at Boeing's South Carolina plant, where 787 Dreamliners were being produced. According to Barnett, substandard parts were deliberately installed to meet deadlines. Scrap components were pulled from bins and fitted onto planes. Oxygen systems had a 25% failure rate in tests, meaning 1 in 4 may not work during an emergency. Barnett repeatedly raised these concerns to Boeing and federal regulators. Some were upheld by the FAA in a 2017 review. Tragically, Barnett was found dead in March 2024, just days before scheduled testimony in a lawsuit against Boeing. While police ruled his death a suicide, many believe there's more to the story. The timing was too coincidental. The truth may never fully come out. On June 12, 2025, tragedy struck when Air India flight AI-171, a regularly scheduled international service from Ahmedabad to London Gatwick, crashed shortly after takeoff. The aircraft, a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, departed at 13:38 Indian Standard Time but lost control within minutes, crashing into the hostel block of BJ Medical College in the densely populated Meghaninagar area of Ahmedabad, India. The impact was catastrophic. On board were 230 passengers and 12 crew members. Only a single passenger survived the horrific crash, making it one of the deadliest aviation accidents in recent history. At least 38 people on the ground also lost their lives, bringing the total death toll to over 270. This incident marks the first hull loss of a Boeing 787 and the first fatal crash involving this aircraft type. It is also the deadliest crash since the 2014 downing of Malaysia Airlines Flight 17. The aftermath has shaken public confidence in Boeing's Dreamliner series. Air India has since canceled 66 scheduled Boeing 787 flights, and a Hong Kong-bound 787 was forced to return shortly after takeoff due to a technical issue just days after the crash. Other airlines have reported similar concerns. In March 2024, a LATAM Airlines 787 from Sydney to Auckland plunged 400 feet mid-flight due to an unexpected pilot seat malfunction, injuring over a dozen people. Following the Air India tragedy, Japan's aviation authority instructed airlines to inspect their 787 fleets, while British Airways flight BA35, a 787 bound for Chennai, was forced to dump fuel and return to Heathrow on June 15th due to a flap adjustment failure, a critical issue involving wing control systems. All of this points to a disturbing trend. Boeing's Dreamliner, once hailed as the future of aviation, is now under serious scrutiny. The fall of Boeing wasn't due to one faulty plane or one software bug. It was a pattern, cutting corners to beat the competition, minimizing pilot training for financial gain, hiding critical information from regulators, ignoring internal warnings from experienced engineers, failing to rebuild public trust after repeated incidents. This is a cautionary tale for every industry. When profits come before people, disaster is inevitable. Boeing was once a crown jewel of American engineering, a name people trusted with their lives. But in recent years, that trust has been shaken, if not broken. The legacy of safety built over a century now hangs in the balance. Boeing still has a chance to earn back the world's confidence post-Mohammed, but only if they prioritize transparency, accountability, and engineering integrity over profits. What do you think? Has Boeing done enough to fix its problems, or is this just the beginning of more trouble ahead? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Your support helps us bring more researched, in-depth content just like this. Thanks for watching.